We turn now to the Middle East. The U.S. is imposing a new round of sanctions on Iran. This comes as the U.S. government looks to punish Tehran for last weekend's massive attack on Israel and targets engine manufacturers of Iranian drones, which were used so much in that attack. President Biden says the sanctions will hold Iran accountable and help destabilize that country's military programs. Israel, meanwhile, says it's still weighing its own response to that attack, which was mostly thwarted by Israel's defenses, as well as U.S. help and help from the Jordanians as well. Israel also wants to meet with senior U.S. officials to discuss a potential military operation in Rafah, a city in southern Gaza where so many refugees have gone. Meanwhile, up on Capitol Hill, House Republicans are meeting today to discuss a new foreign aid bill for Israel and for Ukraine, too. House Speaker Mike Johnson, however, has drawn criticism after he bundled a bill that will force a sale or total ban of TikTok into that foreign aid package. So a lot going on here. Let's bring in ABC News foreign correspondent Tom Burridge in Tel Aviv and ABC's Jay O'Brien here in Washington. Tom, first to you there. What more do we know about these new sanctions and what do you think their impact can be?
Yeah, Terry, the White House says that these sanctions will specifically target Iran's drone program. Remember, Iran used about 170 of those drones in Saturday night's attack on Israel. The White House says that these sanctions could limit the financial sources that those Iranian companies that make the drones would have at their disposal. But look, I've seen these Iranian-made drones up close. The Ukrainians have shown me the remnants of them. I saw one of them. They're like mini aircraft, basically. And we were shown the remnants, and they're packed full of components made by Western companies, including by American companies, too. They've been used extensively by Russia in the war against Ukraine. And look, the White House, Western partners, Ukraine has been pushing for this, too, have been looking at this issue for a very long time, and they haven't come up with a solution yet to try and limit that drone program. So it's hard to see how these new sanctions will have a massive, massive impact.
Yeah, they're well practiced now after decades at evading American sanctions, their impact. Jay, let's bring you in here on what's going on in Capitol Hill. House lawmakers met today to discuss that new foreign aid package for Israel and Ukraine. That's controversial enough with the GOP, a majority of which don't want to support Ukraine anymore. But tied to it is this bill that would ban TikTok here in the U.S. The teenagers around the country are shocked. What's the strategy here?
There's a lot to navigate in that. Firstly, Mike Johnson is fending for his job because, as you said, there is a lot of GOP opposition to this plan, particularly the Ukraine element of this. So Mike Johnson's going to need Democrats to get this over the goal line, and that's not going to go over well with hardline Republicans who have already said, some of them, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie among them, that they believe it's time for Johnson to go. You're looking at the details of this aid package now. So what you're seeing on your screen are the first three bills of this four-bill package. Keep that in mind. There is now a fourth bill that's also being tied into this. That is this kind of grab bag of GOP policy priorities. And in that fourth bill is the TikTok legislation. It's very similar legislation to what the House already passed in March that would try to force a sale of TikTok from its Chinese parent company, or if that sale doesn't occur under this law, if it becomes law, TikTok could then be banned. That legislation is now in this fourth bill, and Mike Johnson says he's going to package these together and send it all over to the Senate as one product. So if Chuck Schumer wants to vote on that Israel aid or that Ukraine aid, he has to also have a vote on this TikTok legislation, unless he tries to strip it out, which would be unlikely because that means the bill would then have to go back to the House. All of that to say, this ban on TikTok is moving faster now than people thought it would because it's packaged amongst these broader issues, Terry, and it gives it a very real chance of being brought to a vote in the Senate.
And pass. And I think, as I say, that a lot of TikTok users in the United States will be shocked by that. Tom Burridge in Tel Aviv, thank you for your reporting from there. And Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill. Thanks.